Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new installment of AV Veterans Talk. I'm your host, Bob Alvis, and this week we're talking with Army veteran James Rodriguez and Navy veteran Amanda Perrell on Veterans Community Outreach. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Aerotex News AV Veterans Talk Radio. And I've got some familiar faces here next to me. Those that followed the show for a while will recognize Amanda Perrell. Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm good, and yourself?
Of course, you remember she was the Navy veteran that did all those fun things and cruised around the Atlantic Ocean for a while and went over to Italy and shared all those great intel stories. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she was part of an outreach to help with a veteran, and of course that veteran was James here, James Rodriguez.
Morning.
We'll leave the good morning. We'll leave the nickname for later on when we run out of material. Okay, so it'll be all good. But I wanted to bring you guys in because number one, stuff a great feel-good story, about how the community responds to situations when people are in need, and and then a humble individual like you, James. You're just kind of like, wow, where's this coming from? This is kind of cool, and we've all waken up in the morning and go like, the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and you go like, well, how's this going to play out? How am I going to get through this? And then, those of us that understand the grace of God and people, and all of a sudden things just happen, and you go, wow, and then other people get involved, and then more things just happen, and it's like, wow, here's this great thing that's happened. Now the big mystery is, what happened. So, well, let's first do a little bit of background here. So, James, first off, where are you from? Where'd you grow up at? You're from where?
I was born and raised out here in Lancaster.
In Lancaster. All right. So if you went to local schools out here, Highland, Lancaster?
Actually, I went to Lancaster when it first opened up in '95.
Mm-hmm.
Until I got into a little bit of trouble my sophomore year, and
Mm-hmm.
then went to different schools, and then finally graduated Desert Winds.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually a senior, but at sophomore level, I went to Desert Winds.
Mm-hmm.
So I did about a year and a half worth of, or 2.5 years worth of work, and just over a year.
Mm-hmm.
I graduated in February of 2000.
2000.
Yeah, I was supposed to graduate in '99, but I graduated February 2000.
Cool. I got a lot of friends who went through Desert Winds.
Yeah.
And stuff. That was over the fairgrounds back in the day when I knew.
It was right behind AV.
Yeah, AV High School.
Yeah.
Stuff back there. Yeah, absolutely. So, anyway, you ended up, I guess, figuring out and stuff, while the military was going to be a good option for you, correct? And
Yeah, and I mean, I was getting into some trouble when I was a teenager, and a couple of my friends that I used to hang out with, best buddies, some of them were actually killed.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured it's either I follow that road or I get myself out.
Yeah.
So without anybody knowing, I saw the recruiter myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was going there for a couple months, and then finally I decided, all right, I'm going to sign.
Yeah.
I signed and enlisted, and then I came home, told my dad.
Yeah.
Say, Pops, I'm leaving.
Wow, I bet you that was kind of a shock, right? You didn't see it coming?
No. Actually, you know what? The more shock was my mother.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, what? Are you serious? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I told my dad. My dad's like, oh, okay. When do you leave?
Yeah.
And I told him. He's like, okay.
Yeah. There you go. And so they shipped you off to boot camp, which out here, where'd you go to boot camp at?
Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Fort Knox, Kentucky, you went back that way. And so when you went in there, you probably just went as a open recruit, shall we say, or did you have a job classification you were looking for?
Yes, I enlisted as a 13 Echo, which was a cannon fire direction specialist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that training was all back in Kentucky?
No, I went to boot camp, Kentucky, and then in October, I got shipped out to Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I did my training.
Yeah. And so explain for the audience here and stuff, direction control. You were basically giving coordinates to where to fire mortar rounds, artillery rounds.
Artillery, yes.
Artillery
What happened is that you had a 13 Foxtrot who would be out in the field getting intel, and they will relay the message to me,
Mhm.
and then I will plot the coordinates,
Mhm.
and then I send it out to the 13 Bravos, which we'll call the gun buddies,
Mhm.
and then those fire the round, type of fuse. Um, so we can do it to where it'll explode above the ground or hit the ground, and a minute later it'll explode. So depending on the type of fuse that we used.
Yeah. Well, now, what years was 2000? What time period?
I left in August 2000, and I was there. I got, I think, September 2001.
Mm-hmm. So you got out just prior to 9/11.
Actually, about a week afterwards.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
So wow, that was kind of a tough couple weeks there because
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about your injury and how that works out in the military aspect. When you lose the ability to be a soldier, they don't really want to keep you around much after that.
Well, unfortunately, yes.
Excuse me. So you served. Did you? You went to Kentucky. You went to Oklahoma. Where'd you go? Any other places after that, or
No?
No, that was pretty much where you were. Yeah. You were tied down to. So thinking back in that time period and stuff, nobody ever plans on getting hurt.
No.
Or whatever. So when that day kind of showed up, what was happening? Just a training exercise, or
Yeah, I was in an obstacle course.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped off a wall, and I was supposed to land in some rubber, chopped up rubber,
yeah, right.
and we were supposed to roll.
Mm-hmm.
So we went one after another, and each person was supposed to cover back the hole that they made when after they jumped.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the person in front of me didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, because we're all being yelled at, we had all that time limit.
Yeah.
So when I jumped, I landed right in a pothole, and when my body tried to roll, my knee actually went this way, my body went this way.
Yeah.
And my knees popped up.
Yeah. So at that point, that's kind of a tough injury to have as a soldier, stuff, because it does work against what the mindset of a soldier is. You got to be mobile, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so they took you in. You blew out your ACL.
I found out later that it was a slight tear at my ACL.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a full tear. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, it still hurt to say.
Yeah. Did you know when after they came to you and said, like, well, you can no longer be we're going to have to discharge you because there's not really much we can do with the soldier with one.
Well, it was a little bit different. I went to rehab. I up in Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to do much I could. I did surgery. They said, well, you could either go home, have surgery, or you can stay here. I said, I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay here.
Yeah.
I knew that if I would have go home, I was like, I didn't want to come back, and I didn't want that. So I stayed, had my surgery. It was successful.
Mm-hmm.
But then they had me up and running a month after my surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I did my research, and it takes for an ACL to any type of ACL tear, it takes about 6 months plus to fully recover. But I tried it. I was up and running. Push-ups and everything was good, but just that second mile, my PT run, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
First mile, 7 minutes was really good, and then after that, my knee felt weak.
Yeah.
It felt like I wanted to pop out, so I was scared. So I slowed down my time, and eventually I got out. How they say it was I forget what it's called, but failure to adapt to PT environment because I couldn't pass my run.
Right.
But when I got out, I fought it, and then it went to a medical discharge.
Yeah, I got you. So we'll take our first break here and reset, and we'll continue talking to you and stuff, and Amanda here and stuff afterwards and stuff about the process after you got out of the military.
Okay.
So we'll be right back here at AV Veteran Talk. I'm Bob Alvis, and thanks for joining us for this segment of AV Veterans Talk.